It's your girl, Coach Tuka. Hey, y'all. Hey, it is your girl, Coach Tuka. All right. Happy Tuesday. All right. Let's get this party started. So, tonight, I am going to be talking about something that I have a lot of expertise in. Okay. I'm telling you this now. I know, but I know, but I know, but I know. And I believe that I am not alone in what I know. So, I want to know, for my ladies. I'm going to talk about the three biggest lies that we believe. There's probably more than three. I really struggle to narrow it down to these three. But I thought about how many times we think we are doing everything right. I can't even tell you how many times I've counted points, I've counted calories, I've thought because I was a marathoner, all the things that I thought I was doing the right things, but the results that I saw didn't agree with that. Okay. So how many times have you been there thinking you're doing the right thing? It feels like a struggle. You know, you're doing better. You think you're doing okay for the most part. But however, you don't have any results to back it up. So I really want to talk about things that I know I used to believe when it came to losing weight that ended up being false. And I thought about there's probably some people still here doing this. All right. So I'm going to tell you three, even though there's more than three. These were the three that I narrowed it down to. These are the three things that I believe keep us stuck as women. I want to talk about it. Okay. So before I start, I need you to share this with a friend. Okay. You know, this is going to be that friend that has done all the things, cabbage soup diet, counting points, counting macros, counting calories, doing all the things, and probably a little frustrated because when you put forth the effort and you don't see the results, it can really be frustrating. So that person, right? Share it with them, all right? Because they need to hear this, okay? If you consider yourself a real friend, all right? So the first lie that I know that we as women believe is that I just need to be more motivated. I need to be more motivated. I need to have more willpower. I need to be more inspired. I just need to like grind and like get this thing done. I'm not gonna just tell you the lies. I'm gonna tell you what to do about them. Okay. I'm gonna tell you how you cannot fall for these things. So the first thing I need you to know is that being inspired, being motivated, being encouraged, is great and we need it. But the truth about motivation is it comes and it leaves. Okay. It don't come and stay. If you think about through the course of the day, how often your mood, your emotions, how much you feel like doing something changes. I know I wake up in the morning, baby, ready to get it. All right. Um, and by lunchtime, I don't feel the same. And I know this happens to you too. I'm sorry, I want to wave at some people. So I know this is happening to you too. Okay. So motivation comes and goes. It don't stay. It's not lasting. All right. It does not stay. Do you understand me? The only thing that's going to keep you moving forward is never going to be whether or not you feel like it. Is never going to be whether or not you feel inspired enough. What's going to keep you moving, what's going to keep you getting results is having some structure around what you're doing. Okay. I'm not saying rigidity, like it doesn't have to be so structured that you feel restricted, but you got to have some organization and a plan. You got to have some habits and some discipline in place. I was teaching this morning to one of my communities that I coach for, and I was explaining to them how me and Rochelle just did this marathon this weekend, and you do not get through 26.2 miles on motivation alone. Okay. What happens is you start that thing mile one, mile two, mile three, mile four, mile five, mile six, seven, eight, nine, and 10, 11, 12, 13. You probably feel real motivated. I'm telling you, if you train properly, the first half is going to be a breeze. All right. You're going to feel very motivated. But motivation is not what's going to get you through in mile 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Motivation will be nowhere to be found. You will not feel like it. So this journey to lose weight, it's the same way. There's going to come a day and a time when you don't feel like it. And those are going to be the days that you need your structure, your systems, and your habits to be tight. Because if you waiting to feel like it, you're going to be waiting forever to feel like it because you're going to feel like it. But then there's going to be times that you're not. When you look at people or women who are sick that you see have a measure of success, I can promise you they're not the most motivated. All right. It's not that they always feel like it. It is, though, that they execute and that they are consistently executing. All right. So that's the lie. The lie is that you got to be motivated. So if that's you, if this is your lie that you've been believing, and today's going to be the last day you believe it, drop it in the chat. Who's waited to feel like it, to be motivated before you do anything? I know I have done it. I've thought about times when I'm like, okay, this is just not a good time. You know, I have so much going on. I'm not going to be able to devote the time to it. And I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And a day turns into a week, into a year, and you look up years later and you have been putting this thing off, something that you know you need to do for yourself. So I want you to like commit today. We're not waiting to be motivated. We're not waiting to be ready. We're waiting, okay, to get the right, what you need is the right plan, the right habits, the right systems in place that make you move even when you don't feel like moving. This morning, I got up, I did 4 miles. I actually felt like it, but there have literally been days that I have not felt like going. I cannot tell you that every time I get up and lace up my tennis shoes that I feel like it. But I have habits, I have routines that make it automatic. So there was a time where I had to think about it and ask myself, do I feel like doing it? Do I want to do it? But when you do it every day, it becomes something that's normal to you. It's instinctive when you do it every day. So I don't have this long conversation with myself about whether I'm going to work out today. Why? Because I got routines and habits and systems in place. All right. So it's not going to be the motivation. So if that is you, if this is your last day waiting to feel like it, I want you to drop ready in the chat, because I want to invite you to my community where we're doing this, where we are well every single day. And we really walk through this thing with each other. All right. So if you're ready to stop being motivated and start really moving and building new habits, drop ready in the chat. All right. The next thing, the next lie that I know people believe, and I was guilty, all right, is believing that you have to eat, that we tell ourselves, I have to eat perfectly if I'm going to lose weight. Like I'm going to start on Monday, right? And I'm going to get this thing absolutely right. I'm not going to make any mistakes. I'm going to do it perfectly, right? And we think that in order to lose weight, we have to do it perfectly. I call this the all or nothing. Like we're either all the way on or we're all the way off. You're either so hard on yourself that there's no wiggle room, or you at somebody's buffet eating everything they got on the buffet. All right. This is the reason that most of us stay stuck and don't really see any progress, because you go through a period of time where you're all the way on. Everything is tight and right? You're doing everything well, amazing, and perfectly. And then you mess up and you throw the whole day away, or you throw the whole week away, or you throw the whole month away, or you just wait until New Year's, right? So this attitude of I have to do it perfectly, be all the way, done right, or I'm just not going to do anything at all, that's going to keep you stuck. You do not have to eat clean 100% of the time, all right? You need some balance and some consistency, so it has to be way more often than you don't. So I cannot tell you that I'm never going to eat ice cream again. You don't have to feel like you're never going to be able to have the things that you enjoy. It needs to be the exception and not the norm, okay? It does need to be the exception and not the norm, but the goal is not for you to be so hard on yourself and not allow yourself any wiggle room. The goal is to be consistent enough so that you can start to see results, and then those results are going to make you feel like it. And you got to be flexible with yourself so that you can make it sustainable. I'm not talking about giving yourself a pass and letting yourself off the hook to do what it is that you want to do. But I am talking about if you just have a snafu today, all right, you messed up at lunch. You don't have to say dinner might as well be pizza, okay? You don't have to throw the entire day away because you didn't get every part of the day correct, all right? So if that's you, if you just say, you know what, I'm just going to start over on Monday. It might be Tuesday. I messed up. You know what? I'm just going to start on Monday or start over because you messed up over the weekend. All right. Say me in the chat. Where are my cousins that have done that? All right. I need you to drop ready in the chat if you're ready to stop the all or nothing cycle. Because here's what I know to be true. If you are on point more often than not, you will still see results. All right. You will still lose the weight. All right. It's not about what you do perfectly all the time, but it is about what you consistently do. And guess what? That's the secret to keeping it off. Because if you lose the weight and you still haven't learned to be consistent, it's going to come right back faster than you can blink your eyes. I promise you, I know. I've been there up and down, up and down, up and down. This last 5 years of my life is the most consistent that I've ever been in living a healthy lifestyle. Okay. There's some other lies, I believe, because there were some crazy things I was willing to do, like eat cabbage soup. Okay. Like eat cabbage soup, count points and calories, just wild stuff. Okay. Juice fast and baby, I done did it all. Okay. And so I'm saying that don't just give up because you're human. So I believe there's a what I call a gentle dance between grit and grace, meaning you give yourself grace because you're a human who's not perfect and we make mistakes sometimes. All right. So I know there have been times that I'm more of a nibbler. So you'll never see me like at the buffet just eating all the things. But I am the person, if you got a little candy dish, I might nibble, 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 right? So what I had to learn is you might have intentions of starting the day a particular way, but then next thing you know, you done nibbled off of the kids' chips or whatever. That is not an excuse to say, I'm just going to start over tomorrow. Forget the entire day. It's erasing all the work that you've done. What you should do is give yourself grace, all right? And say, I'm imperfect. I had this imperfect moment. Let me get my mind together so I can do this thing, all right? How can I clean it up, all right? Maybe you need to go for a walk. Maybe you need to drink more water, go to bed on time. Like change something you're doing, but don't throw the whole day away because you made a little bitty mistake, all right? All right, lie number 3, my final lie. My God, today. A lot of women believe that in order to lose weight, you have to starve yourself, that eating less is the answer, that you have to not eat anything and literally starve yourself. I've done that. I have done that, okay? Thinking that I'm trying to get myself in a calorie deficit and baby, just walking around all kinds of hungry all day long, okay? Just willing to eat whatever somebody put in front of me. I'm just a cookie away from falling off of the thing, all right? That is a lie, a lie, a lie, a lie. And don't you believe it, all right? Eating less is not the answer. Eating enough of the right foods, though, is the answer. So if you're always hungry, right, first of all, you're going to be cranky and tired. You're going to have bad attitude, and you're not going to be pleasant for anybody to be around. Your relationship's going to be in jeopardy. I'm telling you that. And once you start allowing yourself to get hangry, all right, literally, though, that hunger, that crankiness, that irritability, that's your body fighting back. Like, why are you doing me like this? Your body is saying to you, well, sis, why are you treating us like this? All right. You do not need to eat less. You do, however, need to eat smarter. All right. You need to eat smarter, not less. So this is not about starving yourself. It is about being decisive about what you do eat and eating enough of the right things. All right. So y'all gonna tell me the truth? Anybody here ever done like almost 0 calorie? Y'all, I remember, man, I must have been about, I think I was in my 20s at this point, and I did the cabbage soup diet. It started off, I did this thing. Y'all, I think I got down. Okay, I did it over a summer. Here's what happened. Oh my God, I'm about to tell my business. Okay, here's what happened. I had gotten there was a boil water alert. So bad. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all all my business. There was a boil water alert because we had some some cold weather. All right. And so I got what is it called? It's like an infection on the lining of your stomach from drinking the water. I can't think of is it it's not gastritis. Is it gastritis? I can't think of it. Anyway, I couldn't keep any food down. So I naturally lost weight because I was unable to keep any food down because I had gotten this infection from drinking the water that I should have been boiling. I don't watch the news, haven't really watched the news in my lifetime. That's not my jam. So I had no idea I was supposed to be boiling the water. I'm just out here living my best life, honey, drinking the water, okay? And I get this thing, and so I lose weight. So I'm thinking, oh, this is the perfect time. Okay, I already lost about 10 pounds from the infection on the little situation with the water. I might as well go and top it off with the cabbage soup diet. Y'all, I did the cabbage soup diet. I can't remember how long. I think it's like 2 weeks. I can't remember. It's like 2 weeks, 30 days. But if you've ever seen it, you make this horrendous soup that might be good under different circumstances. Okay, and it's got cabbage in it, green peppers, like bell peppers and onions, and I think like a tomato paste base, and it's probably not many calories at all. Okay, and literally you can have as much of that as you want. I think water and maybe tea and as much of the soup as you want. Like no limits on the soup. The soup don't last long, okay? So I was starving, number one, and I started to really despise the taste of cabbage soup. I, to this day, if it don't look like nothing I will ever try in this lifetime, okay? Yeah, but I did get down to like a little 9, 10, okay? I got down to, I think I started that thing, I might have been like a 13, 14, got down to a 9, 10. And when I tell you, couldn't nobody tell me nothing. There was no way you were going to tell me your girl wasn't cute, okay? You can tell me I wasn't cute, okay? Hungry, but cute. Do you understand me? Hungry, but cute. And was cute for about 5 minutes. All right, was cute for about 5 high quality minutes and went right back to my old ways. All right. So all I'm saying is that when you do that, when you really deprive yourself, you think that that's going to be the answer, and you deprive yourself. All you're doing is setting yourself up to absolutely lose your mind and eat everything that's in front of you at a later time. All right. So the objective is not to be hungry. It is possible to eat, feel satisfied, and lose weight. All right. Is what are you eating? Okay. So if you're done with that, okay, if you are done starving yourself, eating baby crumbs in a day so that you can lose this weight, it don't take all that. I'm telling you, it does not take all of that. Okay. So drop ready in the chat. I really want to invite you to my free community. It's a community where we basically are getting back right. It's for the woman who has looked in the mirror and said, Harpo, who is this? Okay. Don't even recognize who you are. All right. You're thinking, a couple of years ago, I had a little waistline. Okay. We blamed it on the children. I remember having my son and saying, this is baby weight. My son was about 5. Okay. And it was no longer an excuse that it was not his fault anymore. Okay. And so if you are blaming this on your children, your job, your busy schedule, your spouse who won't get on board with you, your friends who like to go out and eat, I want you to know my free wellness community is for you. All right. Because what you get there is the accountability, the support, and a little bit of coaching, okay, to help you do this thing, because I've been where you are. I have been where you are. I feel like I'm an expert for sure. I know what to do, but I'm an expert in all the things not to do because I did them, and I did them for a very long time. All right. Thinking that I was really doing something. If you don't believe, honey, if you don't believe it's possible, I just want to invite you to trust one more time. I've been there too. All right. Thinking I'm probably going to be this size for the rest of my life because I can't get any traction under my feet. You know, I want to invite you to join us over in the Ready Set Habits, because this is really about the way you have designed your life, the systems that you have created and put in place in your life that won't allow you to have the space, the bandwidth, the energy, or the time to do the things that you need to do. So it's a great place, a safe space for women who are tired of telling themselves they're going to do something and not doing it, who are tired of starting the year the same way. I did it for 15 years. 15 years, I started the year and said, you know what? This year is going to be my year. This year, every year is going to be my year. For 15 years, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. That was the goal for such a long time. And I would make some progress. I would get some results, but I wouldn't keep them. And I would never hit that 50-pound mark until I got a coach who absolutely knew what I was doing, taught me how to do this thing. But then I had to learn, how do I keep this thing up? How do I restructure my life and start to do things differently? Because one thing is for certain and two things for sure is if I would not have made some major changes, I have made changes to every single area of my life in order to be able to maintain this. I'm gonna be honest with you. There are some relationships that are not the same, and I'm okay with it, because if I have to sacrifice me for us to be in a relationship, that ain't good for me either. Okay. And so I'm just saying there's some relationships that had to be repositioned in my life. There are some things about me. I thought losing the weight was going to be it just was the first step. It opened up the door to so much more. So I want to invite you to allow us to walk on the journey with you. This is what we do in our little safe community. And we'd love to have you. So drop the word ready in the chat if you'd like to join us, or you can go to readysethabits.com and we'll send you the link. All right. So absolutely, absolutely. I want you to tell me though in the comments. I want you to say ready, but I want you to tell me which of these three lies do you struggle with the most? Which of the three lies is it that you struggle with the most? I want you to drop the number in the chat. So, is it the fact that you think that you need to be more motivated or you need to feel like it? Number one. Is it number two that you just need to do it exactly right and, not make any mistakes? Or is it that you think you have to not eat anything? You got to eat cabbage soup to be able to lose weight. I want you to drop it in the chat and tell me which one is your biggest lie that you have believed. But I do also want you to make the commitment that today is the last day that you're going to believe that thing and that you're going to make a decision to do something different about it. I promise you, where you are, you do not have to be here. If you're ready, like if this is you and it's been you and you want to tell the truth about it and this is home, like go ahead and drop ready so you can stop believing these lies. So you can DM me if you don't, everybody don't want to drop it in the chat, that's fine. You can DM me and we can talk about what next can look like for you. Okay. So this was so good. Like y'all let me get some things up off of my chest. Because I hadn't told the story about cabbage soup in a long time. Okay. So y'all let me confess some of my prior sins, my God, today. I thank the Lord for deliverance. But if you found this to be helpful in any way, I want you to share this video with a friend and I will see you guys next time or in the community. Y'all have a good one.